Shall we start? Okay. So, ayan, good afternoon to all. And for this afternoon, we're going to have a virtual MOU signing. So it's virtual na this during this time. So basically, I think I sent din yung suggested flow for this afternoon should be very brief lang. I'd like to call in, should it be JP who will be giving the intro for CYLI? Or, ayan. Okay.
Hi everyone. Actually, it's someone who's doing. I'm not sure if John Vic is doing it. Papasok pa lang si Aloy. Pero siguro introduction lang about who are the people in the call right now. So I'll start. So I'm John Paul. I'm one of the founding officers. I'm currently the executive director of Caloocan Young Leaders Initiative. Let me call Mika to introduce herself.
Hello
Since
everyone.
first time natin makausap si Jules.
Okay.
Jules naman daw before. Yeah, sorry, go.
So hello everyone. So I'm Micah Reyes from CYLI, currently holding the Vice President for External Affairs position. Okay, John Vic.
Hello, hi Jules, hi Jen. I'm John Vic Mateo. I'm a co-founder and the executive secretary. And I think we've met naman na Jules sa ilang coverage. I'm with Philippine Star and One News at the moment. Yan. Tapos,
Maybe from Rappler's
Good.
end.
Yeah. Good afternoon to all. I'd like to introduce. I know a couple of members na from CYLI, but I'm Jen, and I'm with Move PH, the civic engagement arm of Rappler. So Raisa should dapat kasali siya today, but may emergency lang. So joining us this afternoon for from our team. So si Jules, our head of community, and we also have Kiko to support. Is also from Move PH. Ayan. So I think I'll turn it over to Jules kasi parang to just basically give lang a overview of Rappler before we go to the summary of the MOU.
Alright, thank you Jen. Hi everyone. Yeah, si JP kasama ko siya sa YCLI. And nice to meet all of you, Anna, Jan Vic, hello again. And Marlon, hi Marlon. And hello kay Jen and Kiko, mga colleagues ko. So yeah, I'm Jules Giang, head of community from Rappler. So quick introduction about Rappler. I mean, halos kasabay nating during our college days nagsimula ang Rappler. We're turning on our 10th year this January 2022. So it's a big year then for Rappler. But if there's one thing that we'd like to emphasize about Rappler, we focus on 3 pillars. These are journalism, technology, and community. So kami yung sa side ng community, yung sinabi ni Jen kanina from Move PH. Pero on the bigger picture, of course, as a news agency, we publish our stories through journalism and we weave it together with our technology. Kaya very much innovative yung Rappler sa pag-develop ng mga platforms namin para mas maraming distribution channels. But we go beyond distribution, kaya mahalaga yung pillar ng community. Diyan pumapasok yung mahalagang role ng Move PH. We are currently convening coalitions right now. Coalition on human rights, which we call Courage On Coalition, which has more than 50 organizations as well. And then of course, PH Vote Coalition na bahagi rin kayo, 'di ba, ng PH Vote Coalition. So, yun yung unique sa Rappler, and we're really happy to have you as our partner for fact checking kasi in terms of fact checking, siguro I'd like to end with this point na the brand of journalism that we use is activist journalism. So, baka nakakagulat siya for some of you, but what we mean by activist journalism is we live in a time when we are in a battle for truth, in a time when there is a sea of a sea of alternative facts. So yun yung role natin as media practitioners na ipaglaban yung katotohanan. So kaya very sharp yung tone ng Rappler because of that kind of brand of journalism. So yeah, we're really happy to be part of this onboarding, sorry, of this MOU para syempre ma-formalize na yung partnership natin. So yeah, thank you. Back to you, Jen.
Thank you, Jules. Yeah, we're actually excited to basically, kasi before this MOU signing naman, just to give a quick background, we work with CYLI for a couple of events in the past. So I think they're also gonna be giving to us an introduction, just very briefly. Ayan. So I think it's is it you, Jap, or si Aloy?
I think Aloy is trying to pull out the presentation. Pero thank you, Jen, for facilitating. By the way, Aloy is currently out of the country, I think 4 o'clock where he is, or 3 o'clock a.m. Tama ba, Aloy?
Hi everyone. Yeah, sorry, nag-inanap ko lang yung yeah, sige. Well, looking at our presentation lang, give me a minute, 30 seconds. So we'll introduce tama na, Jap? So our primer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
although si Jules, he hasn't heard the primer before.
Yeah. All right. So I'll introduce to you CYLI. I give it 30 seconds. Thank you. Okay.
By the way, Jen, thanks for sending the link of the press release, the posted one. Hope you guys can join tomorrow then pala. That's tomorrow na, no? Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's about the same time. May community show.
Okay.
Din kami around that time. But I think 3 naman yung sa inyo na mag-start.
Okay. So here is our presentation. So thank you for introducing Rappler as well. We know really Rappler and your advocacy in terms of fact-checking, and a lot actually, and now the issues that our country is facing right now. So let me check to you, let me present to you naman what CYLI is and what we are doing for 2 years now. So since we started the organization, or we founded the organization last 2019. So here is our presentation. So I'll make it quick. Yeah. Just checking if you can see the slides. Yeah, thank you. All right, so Caloocan Leaders Initiative. So we are a non-profit. It's purely youth-led, volunteer-based advocacy organization. So our members are from 15 to 35 years old, and there's one thing that we want to achieve, and we hope to make a difference in our communities, not only in Caloocan City as a city, but in our respective smaller communities, be it in school, family, or in barangay. We want to achieve two things. Number one, we want to create a network of youth leaders. So sometimes there are really individual leaders who come to us and then ask us how they can contribute to the city or to their community, and how CYLI can help them as individuals. But there are also organizations that partner with us in and outside Caloocan. And our main thing is to promote the sustainable development goals. So just a brief history. So you know what, we were founded in May 2019, just after the midterm election. So number one, we noticed, all right, so we kind of disappointed with how how the elections turned out during the time. And now in the national level, we thought like, all right, so this is it. So they are the winners now. But in the local level, we thought that we can do something in the grassroots. So sometimes there's also the realization that, all right, Nathan, Jap, and I were from Caloocan, but we were so active in our respective organizations and workplaces, and they are all outside Caloocan. And then parang ang nangyari, inuuwian lang namin yung Caloocan. So it's like we're just borders of Caloocan. And then now, maybe we can do something. So after that, so 2 more members were onboarded. And then from then on, from 3 to 5 to 6, and now I think we have expanded up to 80 members already. And mind you, is just pandemic era. So lahat ng naging members namin naging members because online. Now, so these are the co-founders. We have we have Chanvik was here also, Nathan and Joyce. So we came from, those are in the academe, kami from government. I think Jules used to be in the government, and also yeah, in social development. So then we thought of expanding and make sure that maging maayos yung aming organization. So we thought of creating committees. So the co-founders became the executive committee. Then we added 2 committees, one for the operation to make sure that all are smoothly operating. Our processes are in place, so the orgcom, hence. And now we also have the program committee. Ito na yung mga advocacies namin. So of all the advocacies that are there, we pick I think the 10 most pressing issues that not only Caloocan youth are facing, but also in general the Filipino youth and I think the global youth are facing. So here, so our base is actually our members, so volunteers and the members. And we have 5 objectives to make sure that align lang kami sa pag-achieve ng aming vision, which is for nation building and global goals. So eto, maybe we can really look into this and how we can really strengthen our partnership. Number 1, we want to capacitate young people with change-making skills, knowledge, and attitude. Halimbawa, capacitate them in in fact-checking, for instance, or capacitate them in their leadership, project management, and so on. Second, this is what we're doing, mobilizing young people to take action, to take a stand to certain issues, just simply galvanizing them and make sure that, all right, your voice, when we add all our voices collectively, we can make a really concrete action. And then collaborate with like-minded organizations, advocacies, individuals like Rappler, and making sure that we can share best practices, or we can share our own experiences to enrich the way we lead the organization. So communicate opportunities for learning and development. So if there are trainings outside or other maybe opportunities that we can bring to the members and to Caloocan youth, so we also do. And lastly, to serve as the voice of young people on various issues. So there. So our structure basically, yeah, we have our volunteers, our members. Then our core values are actually, it's CYLI also: collaboration and community, youthfulness, love for country, with a preferential love for the environment, and of course, wherever we are, whenever, we make sure that we do the right things, even if no one is watching us. So that's integrity. So that's basically our approach. So this is our paradigm: the members, youth as beneficiaries of change, and also we also believe that we can be actors for change once we are able to capacitate them. So yung sinabi kong top 10 advocacies and programs. So ito siya. So we have the adolescent and youth reproductive sexual health and rights. We're really into HIV caravan right now. For instance, arts and culture. We just invited some speakers for the SDG conversations that we have, and then promoting arts and culture in general, climate action. So we've done with our food security webinar, the disaster risk reduction and management. Here, media information and literacy, mangyayari ulit siya on Saturday. And then quality education, peace, justice, and human rights, youth participation and governance, gender equality, and mental. So each of this priority theme, ginawa namin siyang committee and nagkaroon siya ng bawat director. There are members in these divisions that basically doing the nitty-gritty of the programs for each division. So what are our initiatives for 2 years now? We have the ongoing yung Sustainable Development Goals Conversations and Leadership Enhancement and Advocacy Program. That's a 2-track program. So for Sustainable Development Goals. We also have our Vivot Caloocan for youth voters education, registration and education campaign in the city. We also have the COVID-19 Caloocan and Caloocan para sa campus media. So mentorship for the campus journals. In the pipeline, we're trying to strengthen our youth mental health counseling desk and also the Caloocan Youth Leadership Summit, where we aim to gather all Caloocan leaders and perhaps make something through it. And then we have the Youth Leadership Webinar Series. In the past, we have the Youth Plus Training and Mentorship Program, the grant that we got from the Jesse Robredo Foundation in their bid like Jesse. And then we had our mental health talks on suicide prevention, psychological first aid, responders training. We also help our kabarangay at sa Barangay 132 ng Caloocan nung mga nasunugan doon. Now, tulong tayo kabataan last October, November. So Typhoon Ulysses and Rolly. So we mobilized, I think, 40 organizations in Caloocan for the relief drive. And then our quality education program, the Tawid Tuloy Tuto program. So it's a donation drive for one of our partner schools, so yung Camarindi Elementary School. So we gave something to the grade 3 students. So these are some of our activities in the past. And yeah, so the ongoing and pipeline activities are shown on screen. And in a nutshell, so we would like to tell that Caloocan Young Leaders Initiative, we're a youth collective, a non-profit organization, we're a social movement, and hopefully a change-making platform for young people out there who want to use Caloocan Young Leaders Initiative as their venue for their passion projects, a support system. We are all storytellers. We really want to achieve that, storytellers of Caloocan, a nation builders. And lastly, Caloocan Young Leaders Initiative is a community. So we're on socials. And that's it, I think. Thank you for your time and for listening. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Aloy. I think you've already mentioned like some of the things that we have yung sa MOU, the other yung ika-collaborate natin together. Just very briefly lang then before we go into the signing and the picture taking. As for Move PH, basically we're the civic engagement arm of Rappler, as what Jules also mentioned earlier, and we also started to build coalitions, and we're also glad to have CYLI on board. Basically, the Coalition for PH Vote aims to consolidate efforts on voter registration and empowerment so that as a network, we can basically collectively amplify efforts in relation to these activities and at the same time fight election-related disinformation during this time. So also, aside from that, under the umbrella campaign of the Move PH efforts, the PH Vote Coalition also features our Courage On, No Lockdown on Rights Coalition, which is geared towards amplifying opportunities to defend human rights in the Philippines. And alongside that, we also have the fact-checking programs and basically the MIL series also. So those programs are actually included in our memorandum of understanding. So we're basically excited and glad to partner with CYLI. As you have mentioned, we basically have, we share the same goals and objectives. And I think that's it. JP, would you like to add pa?
Thank you, Jen. I think for CYLI's bit, just to also cover the programs that we have put in the MOA that were not mentioned by Ali a while back. So why vote Caloocan? So we're doing this until next year. We have 2 pilot programs for the promotion of SDGs. So we have Sustainable Development Goals Conversations, which is a webinar series that started last April, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have a deep dive or more intensive training for youth leaders here in Caloocan. It's also an ongoing program. They're receiving mentorship. It's a monthly program. They also have to create a passion project later on that they will be pitching. So right now we've been hearing about their different proposals, and we're really very happy with what they have so far. So that's the SDG Leap program. We're also a co-convener of Caloocan Equality Coalition. So it's basically an HIV and human rights organization or coalition here in Caloocan that we've just founded. We've just started last month actually, and we hope to be able to address the issues of HIV, stigma, and discrimination, and yeah, try to push for anti-discrimination ordinance here in our city. We're also working towards, we have a COVID campaign as mentioned, but we want to be more active in that space, um, trying to educate people about ventilation, for example, in the next few months, the importance of ventilation in public spaces particularly. And I think there will be a lot more programs that would come up later, and given all the 10 divisions that we have, but these are all going to be on youth development, SDGs, the different issues that we pointed out, and also the SDG priorities that we also identified. So that's it for CYLI. I'm not sure, Mika, if you're adding anything else, but I think based on the agenda, we're going to be proceeding with, not sure if we're doing the summary of MOA, Jen, or maybe a walkthrough of the contents, or I don't know.
Yeah. I think part of the basically as mentioned for the activities that we've lined up for both CYLI and Move PH. Basically, we included in the MOA that will collaborate in organizing events and activities that would keep voters engaged and help them scrutinize candidates that are aspiring for seats in 2021 elections. So through our partnership in the PH Vote Coalition. So we'll also be organizing, co-designing, and promoting events and initiatives on youth development and the sustainable development goals. And part of that is since Rappler and Move PH as a media organization will be amplifying efforts on CYLI along those advocacies and any issues in the communities, and basically will as part of the PH Vote Coalition as well, CYLI also be able to have also be given the opportunity to be able to link to other groups who are members of the coalition to be able to promote and amplify those efforts and to involve more members in the community as well. So I think that's it. And the others are like basically sharing content and helping others, supporting our campaigns around those advocacies.
Thank you,
So I
Jen.
think, yeah, go ahead.
Mika, do you want to walk through our responsibilities naman? Sorry putting you on the spot. Pero si Jen kasi gave their different responsibilities.
Okay. So some of the responsibilities of CYLI, of course, is to engage with Move PH, especially in their social media campaigns, and also to join Move PH events, focusing on the keeping the voters engaged during the upcoming elections, and also the Move PH efforts for sharing online posts and cross-promoting events will be shared among its members. The CYLI will also ask its members to monitor irregularities or false information spreading online during the election process, so mostly focused on the fact checking, and will also exert effort to ensure that election related information, data research, and content it shares with Rappler is accurate and factual. CYLI also assures Rappler that it owns the rights to distribute any content it shares with Rappler. It will help promote other programs under Move PH, particularly those relevant to the youth sector. And it also acknowledges that in all articles, stories, blog entries, videos that Rappler generates and or publishes, Rappler shall at all times maintain editorial independence of its content and output. Society will also acknowledge Rappler's civic engagement arm Move PH as one of its media or advocacy partners in its programs and activities is agreed upon by both parties. So examples ng programs na yon is yung For Tomorrow's program, which is the SDG Con 2021. We will also use the hashtags We Decide and PH Vote online in social media conversations, especially if we're talking about any election related paraphernalia. And we will also contribute relevant content to the PH Vote Coalition and participate in other activities as agreed upon by the parties involved.
Thank you, Mika. I think in a nutshell, it's really about working towards advocating for PH vote and also the wider youth development and community development advocacy, which are both relevant with CYLI and also Move PH. Ayan. So at this point, I think we've already affixed the signatures in the document. And siguro before the signing of the MOA or the MOU, I'd like to tackle also our coordination mechanisms, which are already part of the MOA draft. So I think it has three main components. So first one would be the official coordination touchpoint, which we already have. So it will be via the FBGC, and for PH vote, using Signal. So I think Janvik and myself are already part of the Signal group. We will also be putting up a partnership tracker. So we've created a tiny URL link that we can share later, but it's basically a Google Sheet, or yeah, it's a Google Sheet. So we can put there the different initiatives or different, basically our database as partners. And then we've also requested for regular meeting every other or bi-monthly. So every first week of the month, every other month. So the next one would be October week 1. So these are just suggested coordination touch points. We understand there could be changes later on, pero it would be great to have continuing conversations and really checking up on one another and how we can help each other's programs, each other's initiative as we progress as partners. So that's it for my bit. If anyone has anything to add, feel free to do so.
I think on our end, before we take the photo, I asked also Jules to briefly just give us a message on our end then for this partnership.
Thanks, Jen. Yeah, siguro I'd like to focus on how we could SDGify this partnership. And since yun yung focus ninyo, one of your priorities. By the way, ang basa pala is CYLI, tama ba? CYLI. Sa CYLI, CYLI, okay. Yeah, we're looking forward for that kasi I think that's one of I mean, prior to joining Rappler, yun yung sinasabi ko kay Maria, how we could further amplify the SDGs. I mean, I come from an SDG aligned organization as well, 2030 Youth Force in the Philippines. Pero aside from that, maganda na yung partnership natin ngayon, formally na siya. It would be very helpful, this partnership will be very helpful na matulungan ang kami sa Rappler na mas ma-laymanize pa yung SDGs. How it is actually existing na siya eh. Hindi lang alam ng mga tao na it's actually SDG. So sana yun yung isa sa mga mapaingay pa natin through this partnership. So yeah, I'm really excited for this partnership. Yeah, thanks, Jen.
Thank you, Jules. Siguro just a quick response. If there's opportunity to co-decide programs for SDGs, that would be great also. Kasi, di ba, ang dami namang opportunities to amplify the SDGs as a whole. So, mayroong movers program right now. And actually, kanina we have a movers workshop on the SDGs. Pero not a lot of people, there's still a lot of people who don't know about it. So, yeah, I see also the opportunity to advocate for it more pa, especially using your platform as a media outfit.
Okay. Thank you. Shall we take a photo? Or would you like to project the
Siguro we can take a photo siguro muna ngayon ng signatories and then we can project the MOU and then photo again with the MOU.
Okay.
Everyone muna the photo. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Gawin ba natin yung signatories lang? Or later na lang with the MOU. Project ko lang siya.
Di pa pala na-sign on our end. Habulin na lang namin later.
Jen, I can sign now if ever.
Okay. I'll share.
Send na lang no link.
Jan Vic, siguro one photo with the header, yung MOA na nakalagay. And then one with the signature. I'm not sure if you guys are able to put Raisa's signature already kung may access kayo. Pero if not, I think we're good with just the 3 signatures for now.
Sino spotlight job yung signatory? So Jules and
Maybe Jen also as rep or proxy for Raisa. What do you think, Jen?
Okay. I can form.
Medyo nag-free siya.
sorry. Not sure what happened on my end. Pero hindi ko ma-share yung screen.
Okay, so I spotlighted muna the 4 people.
Alright. Pag-screenshot ko. Jap, can you screenshot?
Okay. Okay guys, ready? 1, or maybe you can count, Janvik.
Sige. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
One
One
more.
more. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I'm trying to put lang yung isang doc na may. Let me just check.
We have to put the date din pala. So today is August 27.
Nung college, Jules ka lang ah. Ngayon, kompleto na yun eh. Nagpang-abot tayo, by the way.
Talaga? Saan college ka nun?
Edu.
Yeah.
Actually, parang magkakasabay nga yata tayo.
You
Ano
run,
ba
right?
student number mo?
Ah,
Yeah, I do.
wow. Laban naman. Well,
I remember voting for Jules ng US.
yeah, I know you run.
2012 and 13. So matatanda na tayo lahat dito.
Mas
Yes.
matanda ako. Like, MA na nung naabutan kita. MA na ako.
Okay.
04 ako, undergrad.
Tanda mo na. So,
Wow.
recorded pala.
Mika is also UP. So, puro kayo UP dito, except for me. Not sure, Jen, what's your school?
Saints ko. Ang layo po.
Manila ka ba, Jen?
Sa Tacloban.
Let's go
Wow.
Tacloban.
Very far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dito okay.
Nasa Tacloban ka, Jen, ngayon, di ba?
Oo.
Oh, really?
Tacloban ka pala, Jen.
Sa MOVE, we're distributed. May Luzon, may Visayas,
Yeah.
and Mindanao. So ako yung sa
Nice nga
Visayas. Si Kiko is sa Luzon. I'm not sure if you met si Sam, but she's in Mindanao.
CDO.
Sa CDO.
Sa Xavier University, di ba?
Yeah.
Ayan, we're good.
Okay, ayan na. The last time kasi that we had an MOU signing with UCC, I think it was the first virtual. Yung wala din digital, as in like they had to write paper talaga siya and then ginanon.
Nakaganon. All right, I think we're good.
I'll take the screenshot. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Everyone.
for listening, everyone.
Let's
Sorry.
do this para sa
Maybe.
bayan.
One more photo kasi hindi kasama sila John, Vic, and Franz, Kiko, tsaka si Vika. Do we remove this na?
Sige.
Okay. Hehe.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Alright.
Okay.
Salamat.
Thank you,
Guys,
maraming
Jules, Jen, Kiko.
Thank you.